So hi people, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the 2-1-1. Very good build against Zerg, against Terran 2. So here we go, I'm going to show you how to do it. Very cool build. Was made by byun, one of the best micro players. So as you can expect, it's a pretty micro heavy build. You're pretty much only using Marines and Medivac. So yeah, bread and butter of Terran. Here we go, I'm going to show you. So at the start of the game you want to be making a CV, you keep making a CV the whole time. This is for every race it's the same thing. You don't want to stop making a CV, you want to keep making a CV all the time. So as you can see here, I'm making a CV, I'm just making a CVs. Then as soon as you can afford a supply depot, you make it. So you start away with 2 SCVs and after that you should be able to afford a supply depot, as I did here. And as I said, you keep making SCVs. No, this is pretty standard. This isn't really special or anything. This is the Reaper expand. Pretty much every Terran build start off the same way. So as you can see here, I put down a barrack. So what you want to do is put a barrack and immediately after that you want to make a refinery so you can afford that sweet Reaper. So what's the purpose of the Reaper? You want to be scouting your opponent with the Reaper. Also at 17 supply, between 17 and 18 supply, you want to send in a CV across the map. I didn't do it here because I forgot, but you should be sending in a CV. So as you can see, you saturate your gas as soon as you finish building it, and you just keep making a CV, nothing special. Always keep making a CVs. So as you can see here, now this is very important. A lot of players will kind of fuck this up. You don't want to make a command center, you want to make the orbital command first. So what you want to do is make a Reaper, then make the orbital, then make a command center. This is the order. Sometimes people will put down a command center first and then the orbital. It's not that big of a difference, but I've seen pro player like byun do it, and so I just kind of do the same thing. Now, after putting down your expo, you want to make another barrack before your second depot. So you put down your second barrack before your second depot, and as soon as you can afford it, you add a reactor on your barrack. So you just keep making a CV, you make another supply depot so you don't get supply blocked. As you can see, I'm at 23 supply, so you're gonna put it right away or you're gonna get supply blocked. After putting down your factory, you want to make a refinery straight away. So as soon as you make a factory, you make a refinery, you start making Marines, and this is in the 2-1-1, you just want to keep making Marines. You want to prioritize Marines over SCV. This is how important Marines are in this build. So you just keep making Marines. You want to make an orbital command here. You keep making Marines. And you also want to keep making building like if it was a 1-1-1. So you want to make a barrack, and after that you want to make a factory, and after that a starport. You don't delay them. You just keep making them the same way, except you're continuously making Marines. So as you can see here, I'm not able to afford my starport. If you're very sharp with the build, you can put the starport down faster. But here I was kinda out of gas. So yeah, you put down the starport, and immediately after the starport, you put down a reactor on your factory, right? kinda had a bug. I was bugging for a bit. So you keep making Marines, you keep making SCVs, and you should get 16 Marines and 2 medevac by 5 minutes. You want to be loading your medevac by 5 minutes. So again, nothing special. Now you need to make a supply depot. I forgot to make a supply depot. You can see now I'm supply blocked. I was lucky I had a supply drop, but you should make a supply depot. You don't want to rely on supply drop. You want to keep them for your mules. You want to keep the energy for your mules. So you make 2 medevac. As soon as you put the starport on your reactor, you want to make 2 medevacs, so you swap your starport with your factory, you keep making marines. As you can see, we have a shitload of marines. We have a ton of marines. So that's what happens if you keep making them continuously. You're gonna have a ton of them. Now you can choose to make siege tank. Personally, I'll just save my minerals and make. So as you can see, 5 minutes, 2 medevac are loaded. You send them in. This is the timing. I put down a third CC. That's how I like to follow it up. I like to follow it up with a third CC. It's a very good follow up, I find. So yeah, that's the 2-1-1 in a nutshell. So hi again, this is me. So basically, this is a real game. So now I'm gonna show you what you wanna do with the marines, and once you have the medevac and you send them in, what do you wanna do? What do you wanna aim for? So the entire purpose of this build is kinda, you wanna deal as much damage as possible. Because when you have Hellions and you have, you do the Hellion opener, it's kinda more simple. You can pick off Zergling, you can pick off Worker, and it's early, you send them early on, so you have control over the game, you have map control. With this build, you don't send anything until 5 minutes. So you kinda give the Zerg a lot of free time, free space. He can do kinda whatever he wants during those 5 minutes. So you already need to do a lot of damage for it to be viable. So I'm gonna show you how you wanna control your marines and basically what you should aim for. So here we go. Oops, a bit too fast. This is a bit too fast. We're gonna follow those marines, those medevac. So as you can see, what you wanna do is you wanna send them at the third base of the Zerg. Most of the time, this is what you wanna do. And you want to look for anything. You want to pick off basically anything you can see. So an overlord, you can take it. You see an overlord, you see creep tumor, you see a queen. You pick off anything you can. If the Zerg doesn't have banelings, he's kind of fucked. So in this game, he's only just now making banelings. So I should be able to punish him for that. He doesn't have a lot of stuff. So this is where the micro comes in place. If you don't have good micro, you see this Zerg, he doesn't have anything. If you don't have good micro, even though the Zerg suck and kinda didn't make anything until he saw your medevac already at his base, you won't be able to punish him if your micro suck. You're just gonna lose your marine even though you had the lead, and Zerg basically win the game. They get map control, they get creep, they get drones, and you just lose the game. So this is why in Platinum and higher, you need to have good micro if you want to make this build work. In lower league, you can kind of just kill the Zerg because they won't be ready. 16 marine is a shit ton of marine at 5 minutes. They're gonna die to it. So as you can see, this is 6 minutes. I kind of load them in. This is a bit late. Well, it doesn't matter, I just want to show you guys what you want to do. So as you can see, the marine are at his third base. And what I'm aiming for is basically killing his third. This is the most damage you're gonna be able to do. If you get his third, you just kinda get out. This is enough damage. So this is what I'm gonna do. Some game you're gonna be able to kill his third, some game you're just gonna be able to pick off creep tumors. It really depends on the game. But here he doesn't have a lot and I'm looking to punish him for that. So I'm putting it slower so it's easier to see. I see creep tumor, I clear it. I see a queen, free queen. So you can pick off whatever you can get your hands on. As you can see, he pulls back, he waits for reinforcement, and then he goes. If you have bad micro, you're gonna lose this. So you really gotta have good micro. This is why it's a pretty tricky build. You really need a lot of practice with it. Another thing, you don't want to split your marines. You want to target fire the banelings. Because if you split your marines, it's gonna be easier for the Zerglings to pick them off, and in most cases, Zerg is gonna have enough troops. Targeting the banelings is way more supply efficient. So if you have a smaller army, if you target fire the banelings, you're gonna have way better trade than if you're splitting. Especially with the 2-1. You wanna always target fire the banelings. So here I'm kind of just kiting. I'm trying to kill the banelings. My target fire isn't that good because I'm macroing at too, so I'm not just looking here. But you can see, I could have done it better, but you know, if you didn't have good micro, you'd lose all of this. My macro wasn't even that good, but I kinda got away with it because he didn't have much stuff. Now what does he have? He has nothing. This is when this build really comes in handy. If I only had Hellions, what would I be able to do? I would be able maybe to kill the drones right here, and that's it. Because I have Marines, I can kill Queens, I can kill Overlord, I can even kill his hatchery. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to pick up whatever. You can see my arena is super low, but I don't want to waste any time. I just want to put as much damage before he reinforce. So yeah, this is a 2-on-1. Pretty cool build. Pretty fun too. I like it. One of my favorite builds. You can now finally flex your marine control on ladder. Use all your marine to baneling. Don't complain on whatever social media platform. Battle.net forums. Don't go on Battle.net forums. I beg you. You're better than that. So yeah, I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful. And if you liked it, don't forget to leave a like. See you next time.